Hey, what's going on today, everybody? Got another video coming at you, but I know it's been a while since I made one of these, and the reasoning for that is I just didn't feel like posting them on Instagram and TikTok was really doing much, just because the average attention span for those videos is really small. So I'd rather post them up on YouTube, because if you're going to YouTube to watch a video, your attention span is going to be greater. So with that said, let's get right into it. Okay, so with squatting, I want everybody to keep in mind that doing it on a Smith machine will make sure that your bar path is correct. It'll also tell you if your bar path is incorrect, because when we're doing free weights, we want the bar to move in a straight line. Now, granted, when you're doing free weights, it might deviate from the line a little bit, but it pretty much is almost a straight line. Also, when squatting, we want to incorporate the hip hinge into our movement. So the hip hinge is basically hinging your hips backwards as if you're going to sit in a chair. It's not the same thing as bending over. When you bend over, you're bending at the waist. That's going to put a lot of stress on your back. So a hip hinge is pushing that butt backwards as if you're going to sit down into a chair. So if you do that movement, that's how the beginning movement of a squat should feel. Now, with feet placement, your feet should be placed in the same exact spot, or maybe a little bit wider than if you were going to jump as high as you can. So when you're going to do a vertical jump, not a vertical jump, but you take a step into a jump, that's where your feet should be placed, or maybe just a little bit wider than that. And then for glute activation during a squat, because I know some people have trouble feeling their glutes work during squats. I was one of those people until I was on the internet looking, and this guy said something that stuck with me. He said, think about holding a penny between your butt cheeks the whole time. I know it's a little weird, but it actually does work. One more thing regarding the hip hinge. If you rewind it back to the beginning and watch my first couple reps of squats where the camera's angled to the side, you can clearly see my hips start the movement of the squat. Alright, on to dumbbell cannonball squats. This has to be one of my favorite leg day exercises because it has helped my knee pain tremendously. I suffer from tendonitis in both my knees, which is just overuse of the knees. Came from many years of playing baseball, just overuse in general. But this happens when your vastus lateralis, which is the outside part of your quad, is stronger than the vastus medialis. So when the lateralis is tight, it's pulling the knee kind of out of its groove, because the patella sits in a groove, and so it's pulling it outwards away from the middle. So this is causing knee pain. So whenever you strengthen the medialis, it's going to pull it back towards the middle, which will help place it in that groove better. So this has become one of my favorite leg day exercises. If you suffer from knee pain, I highly recommend doing this. So what you're going to want to do is get the squat pad, because who uses the squat pad for squats? Or maybe a couple towels, roll them up. You're just going to want to pinch those, or pinch the pad as hard as you can while you're going through the movement. I like to put my feet, point my toes inward a little bit more, just to help me get that pinch at the knees even stronger. So I highly recommend putting this into your leg day routine, especially if you have knee pain.